In a nice suburban neighborhood in Texas, there lived a little girl named Sophia who was really into puzzles. Every day after school, she would come home and do a puzzle. She even had a puzzle box full of all shapes and sizes of puzzles. One day, Sophia was having tea party with her favorite doll, and her gaze fell upon her dollhouse. Her gaze suddenly became fixed. That dollhouse is definitely hiding something. You can just feel it. Sophia went over to her dollhouse and pushed the furniture away from the front door. When she opened it, she found a trap door beneath the welcome mat. She immediately went down the stairs and pushed open the door at the bottom. She was shocked to find herself in a massive underground city made of twigs and leaves. The ceilings were adorned with sparkling dewdrops, and the walls were lined with all kinds of plants. Sophia walked further into the underground city and saw many busy ants carrying crumbs and other food. The ants looked very organized and hardworking. As she walked deeper into the underground city, Sophia could hear the sound of singing coming from a large chamber ahead. She pushed aside some vines to peek inside, and there she saw a huge ant, dressed like a queen sitting on a throne made of twigs. All the other ants were gathered around the queen, singing and dancing. Sophia was amazed by what she had discovered. She couldn't believe that such a secret place could exist right under her house. She also felt sorry for the ants because they didn't know she was watching them. Suddenly, one of the ants noticed Sophia and quickly ran over to her. "Who are you?" he asked suspiciously. "I'm just a little girl who lives above you," Sophia replied. "I'm just curious about your amazing underground city." The ant shook his head. "You shouldn't be down here. It's dangerous." He turned and hurried back to the others. Sophia wanted to help the ants, but she didn't know how. Just then, she heard a loud crash and saw a large beetle scrambling away. The ants were running around in a panic. "The queen! The beetle has taken the queen!" one of the ants cried. Sophia immediately felt sorry for the ants. She knew she had to help them. But how? As she thought about it, an idea struck her. She pulled out her favorite magnifying glass from her pocket and held it up to the light. "I'll use my magnifying glass to find the queen," she said. The ants looked at her in confusion. "How will that help?" one of them asked. "You'll see," Sophia replied with a smile. She started following the trail left behind by the beetle, using her magnifying glass to look for clues. She soon came across a small drop of water and carefully examined it. She said, "the water droplet looks like it was left behind by the beetle. Maybe it can lead us to where he's hiding." Sophia followed the water droplet's path until she reached a large tree. She looked all around the tree, but couldn't find any entrance to the underground. Just then she noticed a small hole near the roots of the tree. She put her magnifying glass to her eye and gasped. "I found it," she whispered. "The beetle must have dug a tunnel into the tree." Without wasting any time, Sophia grabbed her flashlight and crawled into the tunnel. It was dark and cramped, but she pressed on, determined to find the queen. After what felt like hours, the tunnel opened up into a large cavern. Sophia stepped out and gasped. In front of her was a sight that she would never forget. The cavern was filled with all kinds of precious gems and gold coins, and in the middle of it all was the beetle from earlier, sitting on the queen ant's throne. He was wearing a crown made of twigs and leaves and looked very proud of himself. "You found me," he said with a smirk. "So what are you going to do about it?" Sophia wasn't scared. Instead, she was angry. "You stole the ant queen and ruined their underground kingdom. I won't let you get away with it." The beetle laughed. "Oh, so what are you going to do? Attack me with your tiny human hands?" Sophia shook her head. "I have something better." She took her magnifying glass out of her pocket and pointed it at the beetle. "What?" the beetle cried. "That stupid magnifying glass from earlier? How is that supposed to stop me?" Sophia just smiled mysteriously. "Beetle, I know you love shiny things," she said. "And look at this." She pointed her magnifying glass at the wall, where it reflected a beam of light that hit a pile of gold coins just so. The coins sparkled in the light, and the beetle couldn't take his eyes off them. "Oh, wow," he whispered. "Those coins look so pretty." He started crawling towards the coins, but Sophia was quicker. She moved the magnifying glass slightly, and the light hit the beam of a crossbow that was mounted on the wall. "Oops," Sophia said. "Guess that's one way to end this." The light from the magnifying glass hit the trigger, and the crossbow shot a dart at the beetle. The dart hit the crown on the beetle's head, knocking it off. The beetle cried out in pain and anger. "You'll pay for this, human." But before he could do anything, Sophia picked him up and threw him out of the cavern. Outside, the ants were gathered around the entrance, looking worried. When they saw Sophia coming out, they quickly stepped aside. Sophia walked over to the throne and carefully picked up the crown. She then placed it on the queen ant's head. "There you go," she said. "Your Majesty is back." The ants cheered and started carrying Sophia on their backs in celebration. One of the ants, who introduced himself as Leo, explained to Sophia that he was the colony's best scout and that he had a younger sister who loved solving puzzles. "I think she would love to meet you," he said with a smile. Sophia blushed and said, "Maybe sometime another day. Right now I need to get back home before my mom starts worrying." The ants nodded understandingly and carried her back to the entrance of the tunnel. Just then, a voice called out, "Wait, don't go." They all turned around to see a young ant with bright eyes and a curious expression. "I'm Leo's sister," she said, "and I'm the best riddle solver in the whole colony." She looked at Sophia with admiration. "I've heard all about you. You're the one who outsmarted the beetle thief, aren't you?" Sophia nodded shyly. "I couldn't have done it without you guys helping me," she said. "I was just using my magnifying glass to find clues." Aunt Queen, who had been watching the exchange between the two girls, cleared her throat and said, "Sophia, I want to thank you for saving our colony. You risked your own safety to help us, and we will never forget it." Sophia shook her head. "It was my pleasure, Your Majesty. I love solving mysteries and helping others." Aunt Queen smiled. "Well, if you ever need our help, just ask. We may be small, but we are strong and united. And besides," she added with a wink, "we know all the best hiding places in the underground city." Sophia laughed and waved goodbye to the ants as she made her way back to the surface. She couldn't help but feel a sense of pride, knowing that she had made new friends in the most unlikely of places. Back in her room, Sophia continued solving puzzles as she always did. But now she had a new appreciation for the little things in life. She learned that even the smallest of creatures can be incredibly strong and united when they work together. And she knew that no matter where she went, she could always count on her friends, both big and small, to help her on her adventures. From that day on, Sophia wore a magnifying glass around her neck like a necklace. She even got a dress with magnifying glass pockets, which helped her find all sorts of cool stuff around her house and neighborhood. The end.